Hey everyone. One of my very, very favorite pictures in the whole wide world is this. It is of Jorge Luis Borges standing on a kind of star pattern in a mystery location. And judging from his age, I had always thought it was probably taken in the 1980s, the very early 80s, or the late 70s. Ever since I saw that picture, I was desperate to find out where it was taken. And I assumed it was in Argentina, where Borges was from. So on my many travels and journeys to Argentina over the years, from the 1980s onwards, I did my best to track down the location. The extraordinary thing to me was searching for that star on which Borges was standing, and of course which Borges had never actually seen because he was blind. Searching for it led to all kinds of zigzag adventures for me. I was sent from one place to another, and everyone in Argentina, it seemed, had an opinion where the picture had been taken. My searches took place largely before the rise of the internet, or at least before there was any useful information on the internet in this regard. Finally, after many trips to Argentina and many travels and zigzagging adventures, because I was searching for the star on which Borges was standing, I found myself in Paris, and I was in Beaux Arts, and I stayed in a small hotel, which is now called L'Hôtel, and it's in the Beaux Arts area, as I say. And I came down for breakfast, and as I came down, if anyone knows the hotel, it has this extraordinary central kind of staircase, tube-like, well-like staircase that could have been out of a Borges novel. As I came down for breakfast on the first morning, I saw the star, and I knew it was the star, and I knew it was where Borges had been standing, and I let out this whoop of unbridled joy and delight, and immediately had my picture taken there. It's the picture on the back of a lot of my books. I like it a lot. But the mystery doesn't stop there. The question is, why was Borges in that hotel at all? In L'Hôtel, in Beaux Arts, in Paris, in a few weeks before his death, as I remember. And the reason was he was on a kind of a pilgrimage. He had his entire life been fascinated by the works of Oscar Wilde, and he wanted to go to the hotel and visit the hotel room and maybe even see the bed in which Oscar Wilde had died. Outside L'Hôtel, there are two small plaques. One of them describes how Oscar Wilde breathed his last breath in L'Hôtel, and another, just next to it, describes how the great Argentine raconteur, poet and writer and thinker, Jorge Luis Borges, had visited on his trail for Oscar Wilde. It was worthy of a Borges story itself. And as I say, the most wonderful thing of all was that Borges had never seen the star on which he was photographed, and I think, for my money at least, is the greatest picture of him.